Got another one I forgot about. I was at the key place getting some keys made. And as turns out, I saw the name, so I go in today though, and it's a black employee, maybe black owner, I don't know, whatever. But as soon as I get there, then it's an old black dude in there. He got on his army hat, or a army hat, And so they stand to do the standard conversation. But my 93 got roll up windows. This 93 is obviously with power windows, but just listen. So the old head, the guy, he's about 70. He's like, yeah, one thing though, I remember when I learned to drive, we didn't have power windows. We had roll ups. All right. Now, he's not old enough to have learned to drive when there was no power windows at all. And I knew that. He's 70 something. But yeah, that means he was born in the 40s, late 40s, 48, 45, 40, whatever. I mean, by the time he was driving, it was the 70s. I mean, not the 70s. 1960. So power windows were around. But bottom line, what he's saying, the same thing I would say. Yeah, cars I learned to drive in wasn't no power. A lot of cars in the 80s did, but most of us didn't have. Maybe the grandma car. They had like a Grand Am, like an 87 Grand Am, a Bonneville, them type of Pontiacs, GMs had power. But the rest of the cars we had, like a Cavalier your mama had or your dad, they still had roll-up windows. So it's like, nah, same thing. Why you trying to be funny? Nah, seriously, I did. I said it though, but I ain't say it in a nasty way. I did. It was actually pretty nice. I'm like, yeah, you know what you was just talking about? But when I learned to drive in '88, when I was 14 or whatever, car I learned to drive in ain't had no power windows either. And I tried to really just tell them to be quiet, like, bruh, it's the same thing. Because back cars didn't have power. Because I looked it up just now because I thought about it again. When did all cars? And really, it was till 2009. Because in the 90s, the cheaper cars, a Chevy so-and-so, there's brands like Lexus or Toyota maybe. No, the Toyotas might have had. There probably was Toyota models in 1999, the Tercel that still had roll-up windows. But then what happened is it became cheaper to just have every single car have power windows for every car maker. It wasn't cheap no more to have the roll-up windows, two different lines. All of the electronics and everything got so cheap. It's like, nah, it's way cheaper to just even the cheapest little car, Econo box with a three, this thing is car with 3 cylinders. It used to be Geo Metro back then, but it had the roll up. I was like, nah, B. I was in high school. Most of us they had no power. I had a few homies that had a car with roll up windows, but for the most part, everything we was in had power windows. But for the most part, I don't know why he said it. I don't know what it was supposed to be. I know why, but I don't know what is it supposed to mean, because I'm like, what he talk? And then he even said it. It's like they forgot I know cars. And he said, yeah, well, in 64, when he learned to drive, 63, I'm like, literally, there were so many cars. He said, yeah, but you had to have a cat. I didn't say it, but he knew what I meant. So he switched it up. No, but you had to have a Cadillac. I'm like, no. Now, maybe like you had to have the up model Chevrolet, a Cavalier, a Caprice or Capella or whatever. There wasn't a Bel Air. But they had cars, Ford, Chevy, Chrysler, not just Cadillac, the Cadillac division or the Lincoln division. The bottom line is like, why do y'all keep lying? That's what I'm saying. If you see the dude, it kind of makes you mad because, he looks like a nice old man. He was a nice old black dude, had the army hat, and he's sitting up there lying. Or even telling this story, the way he should have said was, we was back then, we had the money. And like I said, since they telling the story, neither did I. It wasn't no big deal. The car had power. I mean, roll up windows. You know, every car used about just about. It was a few cars I knew people who knew people in our family. Yeah, usually, like I said, a Grand Am or some people had Cadillac or Lincoln, but for the most part, you know, because Grand Am, like 87, 80, but most people had roll up. My point is, all it was unnecessary to act like and try to lie or whatever he was trying to say that no cars in the 60s. It's like, because I looked at him like, you're not old enough. You have to be like 90 years old to say that you learned to drive when there was no such thing as power windows at all. And then you can't even say, well, if you're trying to make it a black thing. No, there was black folks in the 60s, maybe not in, definitely Detroit. New York, Detroit niggas, there was black folks in the 60s that had cars with power windows. Chicago. My point is just these lies. Why tell these ridiculous lies for no reason? It's just demonic for no reason. Competition. Our day we didn't have power. Yes, you did, bitch. Stop lying. I know cars. I love old cars. Stop it. Right? That's the first thing these YouTube channels, when they're doing a car, they put a car in my recommendations, a video, and they're for sale or whatever. First thing, but while you're watching that, is the dude, because first is an old school, so yeah, he's showing you the paint. Oh, look at this, and this and that. It's frame off restoration, yada yada yada. But until you waiting to see till he open the door, if he got power or roll up windows. It's a 66 with whatever the fuck. Pontiac this and that. GT. Yeah, but it got power windows. And I'm like, damn. But it's like, damn, would I buy it? $70,000. Even, but yeah, it's the interior, got the this and that motor in it, and this and that, and the transmission, yada yada, and whatever. But damn, it ain't got no power windows. I might have to wait till the next one. Or I might get it if I got the money. I don't know. But the bottom line is, that story was unnecessary. That's why I'm just saying it, because I know it's gonna make them mad. And like I said, I had to shut them up. Like, dude, in the 80s, there was still majority of cars that people gonna buy of any race, working people, ain't gonna have power windows. So why you said, yeah, it's like, no, bro, it's like, just stop. There was no reason. There's no competition. He's like, oh no, you had to have a Cadillac. It's like, no, Chevys, all types of cars had power windows. It was an option, yeah, and you had to pay more, but it wasn't just Cadillac. Ford. It wasn't just Lincoln. It was or the Chryslers. It was there's cars in the 60s that had power windows. It wasn't until 2009 till every single car had power windows. That's all I had to say.